The semi-finals of the Rio State Championship get underway at the Maracana. It's a one-match direct knockout affair, winner-take-all, and early opportunities approaching for Fluminense here. Can they whip the ball into the box? No. Good tackle. Andrigo tackled again. Megales forward to Carrecha, and Carrecha all alone on the right hand side. No support, but Sandrinho sticks in a leg, and the referee is going to discipline this defender here, and it is indeed the yellow card. A quick free kick from Megales trying to catch out Fluminense, whom Vasco have beaten for at least the last 5 games undisputedly, and that's an early chance, but Bernal is first to that loose ball, and we'll just minimise that a little bit. Fonseca to Megales, Leandro out wide, Carrecha, 1-0, and it was only a 5-minute job. We're 1-0 up, and it looks like our backup team will be guiding us to the final of the Rio State Championship. From the guys here, Marcello to Matisse, and here we go again with Cruz, Sandrinho. Oh, Nen has popped it into his own net, standing in a dangerous position, gave the keeper no chance, and it looks like we're going to have to counter-attack. We are in danger, and they are dangerous ones, like Cafu is in position. Oh, Bernal! Oh, we leapt in mid-air there, beautifully done, and this time it hits the post. The set piece should have worked, given how poorly we defended it, but what an opportunity for Fluminense. Oh my goodness, Megales is down injured, the changes are not valid, so that changes everything in an instant, and right, that's a big problem. So it looks like Cipriano will have to come on. Like, he scores loads of goals, but oh sugar. I don't know, I'm lost for words. That's just a big blow to the team at a time when we don't need to be losing players, especially one who's been fighting injury. Now we have Fluminense on the ball. Good interception by Ronaldo. Triangle has been formed. Carrecha over to the substitute Nildo, and again his composure lets him down. It was a drilled shot. He didn't need to hit that hard, but it is youthful inexperience. I can't really criticise him too much. But Marcao, he is a relaxed presence on the ball. Cipriano, Fonseca, Guedes, back to Cipriano, Nildo, 3 times the charm, and that could be the title defence well and truly on here. We are the holders of the Rio State Championship, but Nildo could be giving us 2 in a row. Vasco haven't won this title twice in succession in such a long time, and we could make history by doing that. Here we go with another attack. Bit of a waste from Marcao, but how about that? Another win over Fluminense is on the cards, but Franca has something up his sleeve perhaps. Good clearance. Nildo, Carrecha, no support there from Marcao. He wasn't really able for that one. I don't mind that too much, but here's Predriger, Darlan, Linderman, backwards all the way to Marcello, and Linderman, good tackle. That was, I think, by Nen or Ronaldo. How about that? Clear. Leandro through to Carrecha. There are 3. There would have been 3 options heading towards their goal mouth if that touch had have paid off. Now Predriger, Leandro does get stuck in with a foul. Darlan to Sandrinho. Interception by Cesar Martinez. Haven't had too much to say about the Paraguayan tonight, but we will take this result, and we will play Botafogo in the final of the Rio State Championship, and that is objective 1 of 4 complete, and we'll see you for the Copa Libertadores round of 16. That should be a very fun episode, as I'm sure you'll agree. So well done to the guys. You've just seen Vasco's highlights on their way to the final of the Rio State Championship, but now this is where we want to begin episode 78 once and for all. The Copa Libertadores second round first leg. It turns out we'll be going to Mexico to play Monterrey for the opportunity to make the quarterfinals. It's something the Vasco players did not manage to do last season, so that's something we'd like to redeem. But it is great to be in the Rio State Championship for the second year running, and it's actually a direct repeat of last year's final, as Botafogo knocked out Fluminense last year. So Botafogo will want to make it third time lucky. They've been desperately unlucky to have lost this tournament 3 times in the last 5 seasons. Vasco da Gama did win it at the third time of asking, but Flamengo had actually knocked us out probably the year before. So the quadruple dream, as unlike as it seems, it may just happen because the players know how to win the Rio de Janeiro State Championship. They know how to win the Copa do Brasil. I know how to win the Copa do Brasil also. The players are used to winning the Brasileirão, so that's something they can hopefully pass on to me. But it's the Copa Libertadores, that's the one thing that has eluded all of us so far. I don't know how to win Champions Leagues or anything like that, and neither do the players. So let's change our fortunes by getting a draw that was quite handy for us. Mexican teams are very unpredictable. They are the wild cards now that they're included into this continental tournament. So if we want to check out the first place teams group, you can see the Brazilians have dominated this point. Flamengo, the only team to get the maximum 18 points. So to them I have to say well done. Gremio beat us out on goal difference. We did a pretty good job to only concede 4 times in 6 games, but we only scored 13 times, which is among the lowest. But the holders, Boca Juniors, are in 5th place there, River Plate 6th, and Independiente are 7th, with Santos surprisingly holding up the rear as the worst first place team. Their reward, I suppose, is going to play Olimpia of Paraguay. Monterrey, as you can see, with the worst of the Mexican teams in terms of qualification. Our rivals Colo Colo actually beat Argentinos Juniors to the qualification spot, but also playing for pride and for glory, we'll have Godoy Cruz, Vélez, Pachuca, Penarol and Liga de Quito. So those 16 teams are now drawn for the second round. There are some results in already. Sadly, it has to be said, the Argentinian clubs have all come up together. So Vélez and River Plate have drawn, and then Godoy Cruz beat Independiente. The Brazilian clubs have managed to avoid one another, as of course none of them finished second. Let me see, the big game to look forward to, I think, is Boca versus Colo Colo, and then perhaps I think Palmeiras and Pachuca should also be a bit of fun, but otherwise I expect the big teams to qualify. So that's probably the disadvantage of this system. The big teams will always get the favoritism, but that's sort of going our way, so we can't really complain too much. So without further ado, let's just check out Monterrey's form just before we head into the livecom. They lost to Gremio 3-1, so we really should be expecting the win here. They beat Tijuana in the last game of the Mexican closing stage, or the Apertura I think it's called, or the Clausura, one or the other. Some notable defeats: Cruz Azul, Querétaro, and Atlas, all within the last few weeks, and they finished 14th in the closing stage, which is absolutely shocking for a team this good. Like, they weren't far away from the relegation zone, but it is a very competitive league in Mexico. So anyway, without any more hold-ups, let's head into the game. Our fixtures, you don't really need to know too much, I suppose. Like, the Rio State Championship was a little bit irrelevant once we got through, but we only got a point away from Colo Colo, and we lost to Flamengo, which put a little bit more pressure on us. But by beating Fluminense, we are in the Rio State Championship final, and that's all that matters to me. So I've named my team. Monterrey should have had a bit of a rest, so they won't be easy opposition, but if we do prove to be too superior for them, then I don't need to livecom the second leg with too great detail. Like, I really want to get some games on my belt again. There's just so many in Brazilian's football system. We're just gonna take our time, but at the same time I don't want to be waiting weeks and weeks to finish one season. But if we win the Copa Libertadores, I will be very sad to have to leave so soon, but at the same time I don't want to be wasting any golden opportunities. So they've gone for my retro 4-2-3-1 narrow formation. Again, none of these names are completely unfamiliar to me, but we'll check for any players who are very young and shouldn't be playing, or some potential stars from around the world. So this guy, this one stands out. He's only 18, so that could be trouble. And their other goalkeeper seems to be useless as well, so they must have had an injury. Renteria from Colombia there, not so good. And El Salvadorian, again, not rated well. A Mexican in attacking midfield, central, and another Mexican. He's actually good, I will give him that. They've got Brazilians, but again, they must be rejects from the league system over here. So we are the undoubted favourites to come out with the win. So the Brazilians have never played for Vasco da Gama. I did my study, so none of them played for Vasco da Gama in the past, so we will hopefully have the element of surprise against these guys of Monterrey. So now we can get into this live com. It's all about this away performance, get the job done here, and then we can take them to the hostile environments of Brazil and make sure we qualify for the round, the quarter-final round, which is something the players could not do last year. So there we go. That's everything that needs to be said. Let's kick back and relax and hope for an easy win here in Monterrey. And it is indeed Vasco getting the kickoff, and Nildo dragging the ball out of play rather suddenly there. But he was the hero in the game against Fluminense, so he deserves to start. Monterrey completely shut out at the minute, and we're not doing such a good job down their end, so they must be well set up. Pachuca are actually beating Palmeiras, and now that could be a real knife in the heart of Brazilian football, losing to a Mexican team. But let's just try and keep our national pride. And who else but Alexandre with a neat finish. He loves his long shots, and that is an away goal for Vasco da Gama, the Rio de Janeiro club, as we've mentioned time and time again. But now, could it be the most vulnerable time to concede? Oh, indeed it is. One apiece. Renteria. Oh, it's such a good finish, but my goodness, did we let ourselves down there. Only the second shot in 35 minutes of action for Monterrey, and they made it count. Andrini, top goalkeeper as he is, just was let down by his defence. And now Monterrey will try to go down the other end, or maybe not. It's a lovely sweeping counter-attack, and Pedro just didn't shoot on time. But we'll get another corner, 2 in a row. Can we get the header? No, we can't. Evander, one more go. Ivo, you're not scoring from there, my friend, especially when you've only had one career goal, and that was in the last episode against the Argentinos Juniors, who really let themselves down this year. Evander has been thwarted, and that gave the keeper something to think about. And again, we're dominating in the corners, but that was a wasted one. 10 in 45 minutes. But my strategy is not working. We're failing to bring down Monterrey, and we'll have to say something about that. Not happy. If we had have kept our lead, I would have been pleased, but it just gives us too much to think about, in my opinion. We just want to be dominant and come home with the victory, but it's not happening right now. The players have responded just as I'd want them to. We've got the total team talk there, thanks to Evander. Otherwise, let's just try and get out there and secure the victory. Can we do it? Here we go. And of course, Monterrey will have kick-off this time, and they cross to the right-hand side with Giuliano, but Medina stops Evander from reaching his goal of getting the ball. And Larin to Eurico and Alvarado. Oh my goodness, the keeper was there, and he's taking his goal kick just fine. Oh, and their goalkeeper has lost the ball. Matthews can release Cipriano. Cipriano, lots of space to have a think, and across. Didn't work out this time, but he gets one more go. Oh, it's neatly taken, and Pedro hits it into the skybox with a crazy shot. He just needed to finesse it and keep the keeper worried, but incredibly not. But now Centurion has Cipriano in a little bit of space. Pedro not ready for it. Perhaps the pressure's too much for the young man. Evander forces another save, and it's corner number 12 for Vasco. Still a chance available. Goal kick this time, and that's a relief for their man between the sticks. And it looks like we are dominant, but we're not getting the goals. Corner 14, Vinicius, Ivo, blocked, Nildo, Evander's onside. He's not going to get any help there. The defence for Monterrey was solid, and that was a wasted pass. So now the firepower clearly is not working as I'd like. So Batista could get his massive moment in the sun, but Batista, what an opportunity you have. Like, I don't play him as often as I'd like, but since I have only one striker in my formation, we've no choice but to rotate the guys as often as possible. So the substitutions have been made. We need to go attacking. It seems to be another repeat of our cup final against Fortaleza. We expected to win it easily in the first leg. It didn't happen, and we eventually got the job done in the second leg, and that gave us this privilege to play in the Copa Libertadores. But that was Monterrey's first great chance since the start of this half, and they've made some substitutes of their own, so we'll investigate who on earth they might be. They've got an attacking midfielder, very good, we'll mark him up. They've got a left back, so we'll just close him down, and then we'll make our own substitute just to round things off, just to get Evander involved and push him forward. But now our final substitution is done, and let's get back onto the pitch for the final 20 minutes or so. And there we go, Marcao takes his place. No time for team talk yet. Miguel Angel Romero is a right back, so we won't mind that too much. We might want to stay on our feet also. Come on, let's have a try. An away goal is good, but we need to win if we're going to truly show ourselves as a threat to the tournament. You can see more goals coming in. Pachuca have actually well and truly beaten Palmeiras. Grêmio, the only Brazilian team to beat and on, are one of the few Brazilian teams to win, and look who's back! No, it's not to be. Nildo had straight offside, but imagine that if he had have scored the winner in two massive games. But we are the better team, and we haven't shown it with a victory. Maybe, just maybe, as we cross into the 90th minute, Rubicon. Batista tried it on his weaker left foot, and it went wide. So only one Brazilian team has won today, and that is of course Flamengo, the reigning champions of the country. But now we're out of time, and we might see another yellow card for Sosa. No, but that should be full time. And we have seen a mini upset. Monterrey holding firm in the home leg, but we'll probably leave it until the next episode to have the home leg for me. I just felt we may as well see what we did wrong in more highlights rather than skimming thinking we're all wonderful. So I'll just say assertively, it wasn't our day. Could have done better, but I think I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, because some of these guys won't even be playing the return leg because they'll be tired. So that's everything that needs to be said about episode 78. I really hope you enjoyed, and we just need to cement our place in the quarterfinals however we do it. I really hope it is an easy enough affair without too much drama. But anyway, well done to Grêmio and Flamengo, the only Brazilian teams to win. Boca holding firm very nicely against Colo-Colo, but Monterrey certainly gave it their best shot, and we nearly had the winner that we deserved, but it was correctly decided it was offside. So we'll see you for the second leg, and fingers crossed we're ready to go for the next few weeks, where it's going to be absolutely massive, playing Flamengo, Botafogo and Monterrey. That's going to be huge. See you in the next one, guys.